In this video, I'm going to talk about Google Search Console. We're huge fans of Google Search Console. It directly ties into Google Analytics, and so if there's anything that we can really start looking at with a little bit more detail, more microscopic view, it's Google Search Console. And so when you log in, you just click on this, and remember you got your timestamp here. If you're doing heavy inbound, if you're publishing a lot of content, you'll end up finding out that content helps your website build authority, establish trust. It helps with long tail keywords. And you can see here this client, he's in the court-martial niche, worldwide niche, and you can just see the amount of queries just in the past 3 months. This month isn't finished yet, so it looks like it's gone down, but it hasn't. But you can just see here, and then so one of the things that I like to do, that we like to do as a team here, is that we like to see where some impressions are coming in and the average position. And if we see a page that's getting that there are a lot of impressions and they're on page one but not necessarily in the greatest traffic zone, but has an okay click-through rate, what we'll do is we'll get in there and try to figure out what we can do to optimize the specific page that's ranking for that query, so that we can rank it better. And then also we'll even do a few small tweaks for the user experience so that the click-through rates go up, creep up, because that actually has quite a bit to do with the algorithms these days, is figuring out the click-through rates. That's why Google's algorithms are always bouncing. One day you're ranking 3, the next day you're ranking 5, the next day you're ranking 2, and then 1 all of a sudden. It's just Google testing titles, they're testing metadata, they're testing images, they're testing user experience, bounce rates, performances, time on site. They're testing all of these different measures being tested now for user experience and quality. And so we've discovered that upping the click-through rate actually is a direct correlation to increasing ranking. And so this is why we like Google Search Console so much. We also like to query the top pages and find out where the top pages, where the most impressions are coming in, and seeing and using our strategies for SEO as far as that is concerned as well. This is always really important, like click-through rate. And then finally you can look at crawl errors too. Sometimes sites, especially if they're being updated a lot or being published a lot, sometimes the developers go in there, and sometimes pages are created and then 404s happen. But other things like server errors are really, really important to keep an eye on. We don't want server errors going on and things like that. So we like to make sure that we're on top of like crawl errors and things like that. But that is a Google Search Console. Very awesome, very powerful feature to have integrated into the dashboard. It also, what I like about the Google Search Console is if you're doing like top queries and looking for impressions, it's good. Like if you're ranking like page 2 or 3, but there's a lot of impressions, that's potential traffic that maybe we overlooked at the time of keyword research, market research. Maybe we didn't even realize that keyword was going to be favorable in Google's eyes for your website. And so those are things to kind of keep an eye on too. And those are things like, hey, we're not quite ranking for it. We're on page 2 or page 3. But there's a lot of impressions, getting a few clicks. Is there maybe we need to build some supportive pages with some content to make sure that we can rank for those keywords. And so it just opens up a world of opportunity for strategy, for content publishing, marketing, for inbound and optimizing all of that, piecing it all together. Opens up a world of strategy for social media. They all kind of piece together at the end of the day, and it's pretty exciting stuff.